Hello everyone. Welcome back to my English with Gajaman YouTube channel. Ravi was a 15-year-old boy who lived in a small town with his parents and his younger sister, Meena. Their house was small, but it was always full of laughter and warmth. Ravi's father worked as a carpenter. Every morning he left home early with his tools to work in different places in the town. Ravi's mother stayed at home and took care of the family. Even though they did not have a lot of money, Ravi's parents believed that education was very important. They always encouraged Ravi to study well and work hard. Ravi was a curious student. He loved asking questions and learning new things. Science was his favorite subject because he liked understanding how the world worked. However, there was one subject that made him feel uncomfortable. That subject was English. In school, many books were written in English. Sometimes the teachers explained lessons in English too. Ravi could understand a little when he read slowly, but speaking was very difficult for him. Whenever the teacher asked a question in English, Ravi felt nervous. His heart would beat faster, and his hands would feel cold. He was afraid that he would say the wrong words. Because of this fear, Ravi often stayed silent in class. One afternoon during the English lesson, the teacher wrote a question on the board. "What is your dream for the future?" The teacher asked the students to answer in English. Many students raised their hands. One student said, "I want to become a doctor because I want to help sick people." Another student said, "I want to be a pilot and travel around the world." Then the teacher looked at Ravi. "Ravi, what is your dream?" she asked. Ravi stood up slowly. He knew the answer in his mind. He wanted to say, "I want to become an engineer and build useful machines." But he did not know how to say it properly in English. He stayed silent for a few seconds. Some students began to whisper and laugh quietly. Ravi felt embarrassed. His face became red, and he slowly sat down again. After the class finished, the teacher asked Ravi to stay for a moment. She spoke kindly to him. "Ravi, I can see that you understand many things, but you are afraid to speak. Why?" Ravi looked at the floor and said softly, "Teacher, I am afraid that I will make mistakes." The teacher smiled warmly. "Everyone makes mistakes when they learn a new language," she said. "Mistakes are not something to fear. They are a part of learning." Then she gave Ravi some advice. "If you want to improve your English, practice every day. Read stories, listen to English, and try to speak whenever you can." Ravi listened carefully. That evening, when he went home, he kept thinking about his teacher's words. After dinner, he sat at his small desk near the window. He took a notebook and wrote a simple plan. "I will practice English every day for 50 minutes. The next day, Ravi started his new routine. First, he read a short English story. Reading was slow at the beginning, but he tried his best to understand every sentence. Whenever he found a new word, he wrote it in his notebook. Then he searched for the meaning in a dictionary. Sometimes he asked his teacher about difficult words. After reading, Ravi listened to English videos on a mobile phone. He listened carefully to how the speakers pronounced the words. Then he repeated the sentences again and again. Sometimes he spoke loudly. Sometimes he whispered quietly. At first, his pronunciation was not perfect, but he did not stop practicing. Another thing Ravi did was speaking in front of a mirror. He stood in his room and pretended that he was talking to someone. "Hello, my name is Ravi," he would say. I like reading books. My favorite subject is science. Even though it felt funny at first, this practice slowly made him more confident. One day, Ravi asked his best friend Nimal for help. "Let's practice speaking English together," Ravi said. Nimal liked the idea. Every afternoon after school, the two friends sat under a big mango tree near their houses. They tried to speak in English. Their conversations were simple. "Hello, Nimal. How was your day?" "My day was good. What did you learn today?" "We learned about plants in science class." Sometimes they made mistakes and laughed, but they continued practicing. Days passed, then weeks passed. Slowly, Ravi noticed something surprising. Reading became easier. He understood more words. Listening to English videos was not so difficult anymore. One day, during the English lesson, the teacher asked another question. "Can someone describe their favorite hobby?" This time, Ravi felt a little more confident. He raised his hand slowly. The teacher looked happy and said, "Yes, Ravi." Ravi stood up and spoke carefully. "Good morning, everyone. My name is Ravi. A few months ago, I was afraid to speak English, but my teacher told me that practice can change everything. So I practiced every day. I read stories, learned new words, and spoke with my friends. Now I understand that learning a language takes time, patience, and courage." The students listened carefully. When Ravi finished his speech, the audience clapped loudly. His teacher smiled proudly. Ravi felt happier than ever before. From that day forward, Ravi was never afraid to speak English again. He knew that improvement comes from small steps taken every day. And whenever someone asked him how he learned English, Ravi always gave the same answer. Practice a little every day and never be afraid of making mistakes.